Rattlers.
And welcome, Rattler Nation. Joe Rodriguez here with David Tovar for our first episode of Talking Rattlers, where the banter is never out of season on the new Rattler Network. David, how are you doing? In HD, that's right. And David, how you doing? Excited about our new season? What to talk about here?
I'm doing well, Joe. Good to be back. Rattler Network, NHD, and so much to talk about, Joe. We got women's soccer, volleyball, men's soccer, all kicking off their seasons. Let's start with women's soccer. They are on a roll, 2-0-1 to begin their year. Most impressively, 14 goals total in their first 3 games.
And 6 of those goals, as we were talking about, by Katie Kasparidis. She's coming up on some Rattler history right here, David.
Yeah, right now she is currently at 3rd all-time in the Rattler record book with 22 goals. The all-time record is 34. So it could happen this season, the way she's rolling right now.
Yeah, she keeps up this tremendous pace. In that last game, that game at Our Lady of the Lake, a hat trick for Kasparidis. And we also saw her score a 35-footer against Our Lady of the Lake to open up the season.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching Stephen Curry drain some threes from way downtown. I mean, that shot by Katie Kasparidis a week ago was just something to behold.
And women's soccer about to move back home where they belong to the new soccer pitch. That'll be sometime in late September is what we're shooting for. And the stadium's October 18th. The date for the opening of them. The
dedication of the park at St. Mary's, as you mentioned, on the 18th of October. Of course, keep it locked on rattlerathletics.com. All the information coming your way then. And also in play, the volleyball team, Rattler Hilltopper. The Hilltopper whereabouts still under investigation. That tournament was held inside Bill Greehey Arena last weekend. We got our first taste of Rattler volleyball this season. Joe, what was your impressions?
Well, the games were on Friday and Saturday, 2 apiece. Rattlers ended up going 0-4 in those games, and a little bit sloppy, a little bit of jitters. They were playing some really quality teams, though. The number 8 team in the country was in here, and other just really amazing teams. But when they started to click and they found their groove, they looked pretty impressive to me. And one thing to note, a lot of play from the freshmen. Isbell, she got in there. Slaughter was starting for the most part. And also the setter, Shishitano.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Rachel Shishitano, who has a tough task ahead of her. And we also have a tough task with getting that name right, Shishitano. She's our setter. She's replacing, of course, the irreplaceable Allie Murray, who is all over the Rattler record books. But Shishitano did a great job setting the tempo and setting the tone really for this team alongside the crafty veterans, your Victoria Martinez, who was on the all tournament team, your Kelsey Hubers and Carly Ortega's of the world. So Rattler volleyball, as you mentioned, off to a slow start, but you're seeing the rapport being built with this young team who's really it's just a young team overall.
Very young team, and they're very, very talented. And the thing I like about them, and the reason why I think they'll bounce back, so to say, is incredible chemistry. We saw it all weekend long. These girls really enjoy playing with each other.
Yeah, and I think that is going to definitely translate. Remember, these same Rattler volleyball girls, last year, they strung off 14 wins in 18 games mid-September to mid-October. So look for another role like that, hopefully in the future.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the men's side of it. A bit of men's footy. What have you seen out of the men so far this year, David?
Back to the pitch. Well, this team is reloaded and revamped. They got Adam Chuimuro back, who is a senior defender, essentially quarterbacking the team from the defense. And then you got the Heartland Conference Freshman of the Year, Jack Wolf.
Of course.
He's back, and he'll be better than ever, hopefully. And then you got some great play. I got to catch him yesterday over at the Our Lady of the Lake fields. You got some great play out of Josh Stevens and Gary Larrington in the defense. You also had El Pájaro, who was a name mentioned throughout the game, midfielder. He's playing well too, and of course, the aforementioned Jack Wolf. I like where this team is going, and they had a great game against the number 5 team in the country.
Yeah, only dropping that game by a score of 3-2. Okay, well, let's go on ahead. Let's keep talking about the park at St. Mary's right over there to our right. We're in beautiful Bill Greehey Arena, of course. David, you love the new park. What do you love most about it?
Yeah, I've gotten to see a little bit. First och, you'll be greeted as you come into campus by a revamped Rattler Drive. Not as much turbulence for automobiles now. Mm-hmm. And so you'll be greeted by a beautiful facility, softball, baseball, tennis courts right next to us have been erected, and of course we'll have Sigma Beta Chi Field where the men's and women's soccer teams will be taking the pitch this upcoming season. The dedication for that is October 18th. And the first games should be taking place late September, so of course be on the lookout, rattlerathletics.com.
And also on those fields, beautiful intramural fields as well, which I'm looking forward to hopping on. I don't know about you.
Hopefully we get a flag football team going or something.
Okay.
We'll get the headmaster, Chad Peters. Play some receiver. I didn't know. I don't know if you know that.
All right, well, we're going to go on ahead, take a quick break. We'll be right back to you. It's Joe Rodriguez, David Tovar on Talking Rattlers, where the banter is never out of season.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Rattler fans, welcome back to Talking Rattlers, where the banter is never out of season. David Tovar, Joe Rodriguez with you. Now, Joe, here's your moment. Humble brag time. You went perfect in the NFL playoffs. You gave us winners and losers, and you gave us an eventual Super Bowl champion. So I'm asking you one more time, look into the crystal ball, work the magic. Who's in the Super Bowl this year?
It's really tough to say to start out the season, but I'm going to go on ahead, say the 49ers, so basically chalk in the NFC. And in the AFC, I'm going to go on ahead with the New England Patriots. I really like what Amendola does for that team. Their defense, they finally have a great front seven up there, so they can hang with just about anyone defensively-wise. And then once Rob Gronkowski comes better, I don't see anyone really stopping this offense. Plus, the running game is revamped for them this year, and you know with that weaker conference that they have, that they'll have home field advantage when it comes to the playoffs. David, on your side, who you like?
Well, Joe, I got a full disclosure. I can't be objective about NFL football. I am a Cowboys diehard, so I got the Cowboys going the whole way. Remember, write this down, entertainment purposes only. Cowboys going the whole way.
Any particular reason? What did you see out of them this week that you liked? What did they impress you with?
Oh, the 6 turnovers. Miles looked good. His paper hamstring's not acting up. And Romo, he went down. And you know, again, more full disclosure, some man tears rolled down the eyes. But when he got back up, shook it off, he looked good. Definitely picked it up in the second half. I like how they look. I like them. I love them defensively. Oh, yeah. I like them offensively. You know they'll eventually get the ball going. I like the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys also revamping their offensive line. The new change to the defense. Sean Lee finally helpful, and I think he's a huge playmaker for that Cowboy team.
I'm telling you, I like where it's going, and this is just not just my helpless hopefulness, but I like where we're going. Well, Rattler fans, that should almost about do it for us here, Talking Rattlers. Remember, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. Also, we're also on Twitter, @St. Mary's Rattlers. We're now on Instagram, @St. Mary's Rattlers. And you can find all of the action from Rattler Network archived on YouTube, youtube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. I miss any social media, Joe?
RattlerAthletics.com.
RattlerAthletics.com, of course. And before I go, a special farewell to our colleague and a friend. You knew him as the compliance officer. We knew him as our game operations guy. And, of course, I knew him as one of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet, Mr. Scott Fonger. What a great 3 years. Came in together, and now we're dearly departed, and I can't hold it in now. So, Joe, take us home.
Well, thank you for watching Talking Rattlers, the first edition on the brand new Rattler Network in HD. For Chad Peters, Robin Johnson, yourself, David Tovar, I'm Joe Rodriguez. Take care, everyone.